Hello, my name's Aaron Espandola.
And I'm Linda OJ.
And welcome to another episode of the Next Gen Business Podcast.
Let's go.
The Next Gen Business Podcast is produced by the Small Business Community Network. Visit them online at www.sbcncanada.org.
So have you been working on your business, your beauty business?
Yeah, I've actually been looking at adding some new product onto my website. So I'm going to be doing, I think, high-waisted bikinis or recycled bikinis. So it helps the environment out. And I'm going to be adding those onto the website, I believe, sometime at the end of this week or the beginning of next week. So I've been working on that, getting the designs ready for it. I'm also not a designer person, so it's a little bit tough for me, especially since I'm designing girl bikinis. So I'm always bugging my friends and asking their girlfriends, like, hey, do you guys think this is nice? Is this something that works for you guys? So yeah, I've been doing that.
It sounds good. It really sounds good. Well, we've been playing catch up after our week's holiday. So really excited. I managed to grab a guest for tonight, literally grab virtually. How can I explain this guest? He's called Tony DaSilva. And I've known him for over 20 years, and he's got an amazing story of how he built his business. And I want him to tell us some of the naughty bits in his early life, because I know high school students and students who go to university and college are not always good guys, because I know you're not a good guy, Aaron. You're very, very naughty. So I'd like to introduce Tony DaSilva, who is the owner of Cucci Cabello, one of the best salons in Kitchener-Waterloo. Sorry, guys. I've been drinking wine. How you doing, Tony?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I think we're good, aren't we?
Excellent.
Oh, the reason I wanted you on the show, Tony, you have a successful business now, but this show is kind of pointed in the direction of high school students and students at university or college who are not sure where they're going. They may want to start their own business. They may just want to travel the world. They may want to, visit a foreign country and study there, or they may want to enter the corporate world or something like that. And so you've got quite a good story, haven't you? Because were you born in Portugal?
No, I was born in Canada, but I was raised in Portugal.
If you were raised in Portugal, does that mean you went home from Canada to Portugal as a young person and then came back here for school?
No, I was born in Canada, but my parents had decided to buy a restaurant in Portugal. So when we were very small, we moved to Portugal. We were raised there. And when I was 16, I came back to Canada. My parents had sold the business, so I wanted to come back to Canada to see a new life, to try something different.
Oh, wow, 16. So you'd already done the high school.
No, but here's the problem. When I came back to Canada, they put me 2 years behind. So instead of putting me in high school, towards the end of high school, they put me right in the beginning. So I had to high school as if I started all over. So, and I came through midway through the year. So could you imagine coming to Canada, put yourself in grade 9, not knowing how to speak English, and here you go. Yeah, it was not a fun time, but I survived it.
So Aaron, how can you imagine that, being put back 2 years? Wow.
Yeah, that'd be pretty rough. Were you able to join the junior teams, or did you have to go with the seniors?
Here's the problem, Aaron. When I arrived, it was halfway through the school, so all the teams were made. So nobody was really putting a new foreign kid that didn't know how to speak English. So it was a little tough to break into any groups. By the second year, it was a lot better.
Did you have to go to the junior team, or does it go by age? I don't.
You know what? At that time, I should have gone to the senior team, but I did the junior team for sure. It went by the grade, not the age.
Oh, so I'm confused because obviously I was brought up in England and my kids came here. Scott was 13, the eldest, when he came to Canada. So he went to high school, cold. So what is these teams we're talking about? Are they sports teams or what?
Just sport teams, because I know they're split up right now in junior and senior. So sometimes if you're an older person, they don't really let you go on the junior team because it's not fair. But you can, as a junior, you can go on the senior team, and it's a lot better. But
they judge me based on my grade, not on my age. So yeah, so with the junior teams, I had an advantage.
So I guess in later life that may have helped you, Tony. So tell us the story of when you were working at was it Burger King?
It was Harvey's. It Oh my God, which story would you like to hear? I have so many about Harvey's. I have worked at so many of them.
I want the naughty one.
How naughty can we go on this show?
As long as you don't swear or get political. He's always talking about booties, so I'm sure,
I mean, my God. I mean, listen to this. I mean, I started working at Harvey's as soon as I got into Canada, right? So I was barely 16 years old. I couldn't speak English. My parents got me a job there. I didn't even apply for it. My dad told me, Saturday, you're going to work at Harvey's. I didn't even know what Harvey's was, right? So my dad knew a Portuguese manager there, got me a job there. So, I mean, as soon as I started working there back in the day, I mean, a hamburger combo then was $1.99. So just to show you how long ago that was, right? My God, I don't know which one to tell you about so many stories about Harvey, so many.
So you're a little bit shy today because years ago you told me a very naughty story about Harvey's. But Aaron, I don't think he wants to tell us that. So I guess Aaron wants to ask you something, don't you, Aaron? I know you're dying to ask Tony something.
Yeah, so I guess you said you worked at Harvey's. Was there any other like maybe fast chain or fast paced environment that you were kind of exposed to that made you into like able to cope with your business now? Because I know when you're starting off, and especially in like the salon and all that, you have a lot of things happening at the same time. You got a lot of stuff to balance. You got to talk to customers and all that. Was there anything like any specific job that you had as a kid that helped you kind of develop yourself into becoming able to manage your company now?
You know what, my friend, I'm going to say Harvey's was a great aspect just because of being a franchise. There was a certain aspects put in place there that we always had to follow, especially rush hours. Like I said, there was always a program that we had to follow with Harvey's. So that kind of taught me a bit on how to, manage, the business in different sections, even though I'm not the greatest manager. Harvey's did play a big factor in that. And I'm also going to say my parents were a big influence on my work ethic and how I handle my business today. So my parents, I would have to say that they were a big influence as well.
That's really interesting because I have kind of like the same type of experience because I was super shy when I was young in high school. And I worked at Walmart, and they put me in the electronics department. So I was there having to explain to all the customers like all the different products, and I was really shy. So that was something that really helped me kind of become more outgoing, be able to talk to customers. Just the whole how they work on their inventory. They always have their stocks or their shelves stocked up. All that like kind of helped me run my business that I'm doing now, and gave me ideas on like in the future. That's how I would want to do it as well. So yeah, it's interesting that you had the same experience in a different industry, right? So it's
in a different industry. And I know this may not be the same thing, but another thing that kind of shaped me up on how to deal with the public, I was an altar boy.
An altar boy, oh.
An altar boy. I was a Catholic altar boy. So I know this sounds weird, but there's a little bit of that helped me learn how to deal with public.
Yes.
Have I ever told you that, Linda, about me, that I was an altar boy in Portugal?
So how did that help you deal with the public?
Okay. Maybe not the business aspect, but to be around people in a certain formality. Because when you're an altar boy, there's certain steps you have to present yourself in a way in public that if you're shy or if you don't know how to behave in public, you quickly learn those steps being an altar boy. So I would have to say a little bit of that altar boy taught me how to talk in public in a way.
I was an altar boy for like, I think 3 times, and I got yelled at for one of them because I messed up, and one of the old ladies was like, "Hey, that's not how you do it," and then she wanted to pull me aside and teach me, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm not doing this again."
You guys are terrible, and you're both as bad as, like, Aaron, you say you're shy. I've seen your Instagram account. You are not shy.
I'm not shy anymore. I literally like go up to people, talk to them, have a good time, but before, I was the shyest person you could ever meet. I was I kept everything to myself. Just like ordering food at a drive-through or something like that would make me all like flustered and stuff. So that's why Walmart electronics, I know it's a silly job. It's part-time, especially if I'm doing school. It just helps you kind of like become a person, like this person that will help you become better later in your life. So
Tony, your parents helped you, but how did they help you? Was it because, like my parents way back, my mum said, okay, you've left school now, you're 17 years old. I wasn't a very clever student. If you don't get a job in the next month, I'll get one for you. That's what my mum said to me, and I had the same job till I came till I became a mom. I was a secretary. So did your parents say, you have to get a job, you have to work, you know?
So in Portugal, no. In Portugal, I lived in the restaurant as well as we lived in the farm. Like I said, my parents moved to Portugal to acquire this restaurant. So I was raised in the restaurant. So on a daily basis, we were literally told what we're doing, how we're doing, and how it's going to be done.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That was no shy about that. So my parents definitely put the work ethic into me and my brother. Me more than so my brother, because my brother would run away and take off and just do his thing.
So I believe the principal of your high school, who shall be nameless, said something very motivational to you, didn't he?
Yes. You remember that story. My principal of my school called my parents to pick me up and told my parents that I would never accomplish anything. I might as well put me into the workforce because I would never accomplish anything. And I'm like, wow, what a thing to tell an immigrant parents about their kid, right? And, and then I became the stylist that I became, and the rest, like I said, is history. But yeah, that is a true story about the principal.
I think that's really similar to something they told Messi, right? Like, he was too small to play soccer, and they're like, you're not going to be able to play soccer. They're like, that guy's one of the best players in the world right now.
I'm just going to say something to Aaron now, because Dave and I saw a video of you doing, like, was it Messi or another footballer when you were very young on YouTube, and you were practicing with the ball. Is that you, Aaron?
I used to do videos. On. Is it on Facebook?
No, it's on YouTube.
Oh, that. Okay. Yeah, when I was younger, I had a YouTube channel. I only uploaded 2 videos, and I was just trying to be funny and become viral. So I did a video of like trying to be recruited for like Barcelona or whatever, and I was just like doing silly things because I literally lived at the soccer field. That was actually one of the things I wanted to do the most, was become a professional soccer player. But it's really hard to do, especially in Canada. There's not a lot of opportunities, and a lot of it, it's very political. So the coaches don't let you in if they know this, if they have sons in there or their friends. They just only want to get their friends in there. So at that age, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. And then I was also into making videos, so I did do that.
It was good. We'll have to send it to Tony. So Tony, your principal told you amount to nothing, and now I like to tell people you're a millionaire, and you're having this fantastic villa built in Portugal for us to come on holiday, obviously. So how did you jump from being useless to being amazing?
Are you related to my principal? Well, I was like, just like I guess through the hard working times, and I put in a lot of time into that shop, and as you know, I mean, I've been doing hair now for approximately 30 years now. Just a true dedication to it, to the craft, literally.
So you just opened a shop and you got good at it.
Not necessarily.
There's a story, Tony. Aaron doesn't know. No.
Not necessarily open up the shop and just go with it. Like I said, after I finished the whole Harvey's gig, I went and I got an apprenticeship with my ex-wife's cousin. He was opening up a salon back in the day, and he asked me if I would be interested in being one of his assistants. So I didn't think I could do it, but I took the chance, and going to my dad and telling my dad, hey dad, I'm going to leave working from Harvey's, and I'm going to now become a hairstylist. I don't know how my Portuguese dad's going to take their son becoming hairstylist, whatever, right? But anyways, I chanced it, and I did an apprenticeship, and like I told you, I did they entered me into a Schwarzkopf competition back in the day. And I was shocked when they told me, I walked into the salon, that you're going to be entering this Schwarzkopf competition. I didn't believe in myself at that time. I'm going to be competing against these guys from Toronto and stuff like that. And I believe it was in 1994 that I actually got the nerve, and I went to Toronto and I did the competition, and I won the whole thing. So I got an entire scholarship, and from that scholarship, I moved on and went to George Brown College. So I was the first person in my entire family to go to college. It was Toronto. And then I believe in 2000, I opened up Cucci Cabello. on Victoria Street. And then I started a Cucci Cabello very, very small. It was me and another partner from the old salon that I had left back in the day. And the two of us started developing the brand. And we started developing a bit of a culture within that brand. And it became a little popular. It was an all-male salon, which was very unusual at the time. In Kitchen to have an all-male salon. So I think there was a little bit of spark in that, a little interest in that with the public at the time. They thought it was very interesting. So that kind of helped us get a little bit of a popularity. And we ran with that popularity for the last 21 years.
For the salon, what kind of services do you offer? Is it like
strictly hair?
Strictly hair, okay.
Male and female, but also it was just literally a hair shop. We never wanted to diverse into other beauty services just because if you're going to do something well, do it very well. And when you come into like spas and aesthetics and personalized service like that, that is great, but that's not where my dream, my vision was. My vision was always hair. So I've always wanted to have a shop where instead of doing cars, we're doing hair, good music, good time, a good vibe. And so it's a hair shop.
So how do you find like competition right now? I know there's a lot of people doing like super cheap haircuts, even for free. So how do you get like people to come into your salon?
Do you know what? Okay, people come into my salon. I've always built my brand on word of mouth, just because when I started building Cucci Cabello, we built Cucci Cabello in the day before of the internet. I mean, we were from the day of, we'd hire the yellow pages. I believe you're too young to know what the yellow pages are. But, our yellow pages, and that was our Google, right? So we are from that generation of word of mouth, right? So Cucci Cabello is literally a brand that's built on word of mouth. But now with what's happening today, we're obviously retaining our business through word of mouth, which we are very blessed. But let me tell you, there is so much great talent out there today. And through Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, any form of social media, I'm seeing such young talent out there today that the talent out there today is abundant. Abundant, yeah. Great talent out there today. And great platforms to deploy. Like I said, I'm a phone book generation. But I mean, if I was coming out of a hair school today in 2021, I would have, the most amazing Instagram platform, because that would be of my generation, of something I would be interested in doing. Like I said, today, amazing talent out there.
So if somebody's at high school, college, or university at the moment, and they're not sure what they want to do, they've gone to college, but they're still not sure. They've gone to university, they're still not sure what they want to do. What advice could you give to them that, I do something you love, but how do you know what you love? Like, for instance, Craig, one of my sons, Tony, I'm sure Craig introduced us all to you, Tony, many years ago, because he had his hair done. Craig desperately wanted to be an architect. But funnily enough, Aaron, he didn't want to travel to London, Ontario to live away from home, even though he didn't like living at home. So he took another course at Conestoga, which he finished. I'll give him that. And what was that? The engineers that do the roads and stuff like that, civil engineer. So he passed that course, but he hasn't gone on to do it now in later life. So those kinds of people who are not enjoying what they're doing, but they want to graduate and finish what they started, how do they know, like you did, that there's something out there waiting for them? It's a difficult question, isn't it?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking to Aaron. I apologize. Repeat the question again. I'm so sorry. I thought you were asking that to Aaron.
Basically, you knew that you wanted to do something. So you had the opportunity to practice at a hair salon, and you realised you enjoyed it. So what advice would you give to somebody who's not sure what they want to do? They're doing a course, or they're at high school. How do you find out what you love to do if you don't know?
Like I said, I was blessed from the get-go for finding something early in my career that I enjoy doing. But for young people today, like I have kids now, right? And like my kids are 24 and 20 years old, and they're still like in limbo. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I love. What's my passion? So my suggestion to my kids, what I tell them at this moment is, while they're like, free or mortgage free or rent free or whatever, take this opportunity to explore different venues that maybe you think you might love, but until you put your feet in it, you might not realize that you're actually going to like it or hate it, right? Because some people think, oh, you know what? I love the idea of doing flowers or being a florist. But then you go into a florist shop and you're in there, you're like, what the hell is this? I don't want to be in here. Like, the idea of something, is appealing, but until you get your feet wet in something. So I tell my kids, Just try something. Don't do it for the money. Just see if you like the environment, the culture, the longevity, and is it feasible? Can you pay your rent? Can you put food on the table if you chose this as a career? But I always tell people, look at a trade. Trades are great. I mean, I know a lot of people are always eager to have, maybe the perfect Instagram job or the perfect, job where I don't do much, but I make millions of dollars. I get it. But now, why not check out to be a plumber or something or a masonry, like a guy that works in stones or a woman that works in stonework. I think you can make incredible amounts of money and explore a venue that it hasn't been really tapped anymore because it's almost forgotten.
That's really solid advice. I have a lot of friends that have that same question. I usually tell them, because for myself, I am really like an overthinker, and I always kind of plan ahead for things. And I always find it funny that I'm talking to these people, and they kind of just go with the flow. They just wait. They just go to their program, do their program, and they're like, by the end of it, hopefully I can figure it out. But they're not giving themselves the opportunity to try out these new different things. So even if it's like a part-time job, maybe it's not the coolest part-time job ever, but if you go into it, it could be like something that you're really in love with doing. For me, like I literally do everything. I've done masonry, I've done like cement work, I've done patios and all that stuff. I've literally done like building just stuff and electronics and sales.
Find out you wanted to do bathing suits. Like, how did the bathing suit world come to you? I'm fascinated about that.
Yeah, so the bathing suit, it wasn't really the bathing suits that got me. It was the beach lifestyle, because as a child, my mom would always take me to the beach, and that's something I really love to do. I loved going to the beach. I loved the environment, and I wanted to. At the time, I really liked clothing. I was someone that really liked to wear brands, and I'm like, I found myself looking for a clothing brand for the beach, because when I go to the beach, I want to wear something cool, something nice. But I didn't really find anything that I liked. I know that there was brands like Adidas, Nike, all those guys, that they were doing stuff on top of that. Like they had swimwear, but it was kind of weird for me to wear Jordans or not Jordans, but like Nike at the beach, because it's not really a beach brand. It's more athletic. I'd wear that at the soccer field. I'd wear that going to work out. So I didn't really have that. And then there were some brands, but they were surfing, and I'm not a surfer. I've never surfed in my life, so it's not something that I can really relate with. But I do like brands and stuff.
You had something specific in your mind that you were looking for.
Yeah, pretty much.
And we last week I interviewed Aaron, didn't I, about his business, because the week before he interviewed me about mine. It's really interesting how it come about, and this is all about networking. We network in here, people who are listening to us, and networking with each other. And I would encourage you guys to get together virtually and network with each other, because I think you're very similar. I love both of you. So Aaron took the opportunity to come to one of the SBCN meetings. There was 3 Conestoga students, didn't know each other. And then he emailed me the brave thing and said, are there any volunteer opportunities? So I grabbed him, and I think we work well together. What do you think, Aaron?
I'm really happy that I sent that message. One of the big things is I'm always like thinking ahead. Maybe if this doesn't like my clothing brand doesn't take off, maybe I'll get myself into like the business world and stuff like that. So I wanted to reach out to that community. So if anyone is interested, whatever community you want to be a part of, and just try to get involved, even if it's for free. Like it's not, maybe it takes a day. It takes like an hour to do this. It's not much, but it's a lot of fun, and it opens a lot of opportunities for you.
We have a lot of fun, yeah. And Tony, the reason I wanted you on is not only are we really good friends, I love you to bits. You've in the past been one of my mentors, one of my sponsors. In fact, you were so kind to me all those years ago. You probably don't remember this, but I'm doing my first public seminar at the Walper Terrace, and you go, how many people have you got coming? I go, friends, family, I don't know, and I'm paying for the wine, cheese and everything. And you said, I'll pay for it, I'll sponsor you, and you've helped me a lot of, amazing. And I had I think it was my 3rd book launch at your salon, Tony, so thank you for that. But Aaron, this is why I love networking so much, because it's not that, I want people to get giving me things and helping me, but, I tell everybody, Tony does my hair, not at the moment. It's terrible. Tony does my hair, and it always looks lovely. And even though Tony doesn't need my help, I love to show off, and I love talking about you, Aaron, and tell Tony what your brand is. You're not wearing it today, are you?
I'm not wearing it right now. I was wearing it earlier, but pretty much my brand is called Booty Beach. It's a beach and lifestyle clothing brand. It's pretty much all about body positivity. We chose the name because we wanted something to stand out. That's one of the most important things. When people go to the beach, they don't want to be like not seen, right? And that brand just helps you. Like, people walk past, they look twice, sometimes even 3 times. They'll come up to you, ask you, hey, where'd you get that clothing? And that's like speaking from experience. That's actually happened.
I am definitely going to check it out.
Check it out, bootybeach.ca. We ship worldwide. We're always adding new products, and right now I think we're probably going to be getting some more influencers because it's the summer season's getting started, and we're going to actually do a new segment. I'm going to be going around at the beach with a podcast, not a podcast. It's going to be like a microphone and a video camera with my friends, and we're going to be interviewing people on the beach, getting them to do funny stuff. And
so, Tony, I'm hoping that the salons can open soon, not just for me, but for you guys. You have been coping so well with all the lockdowns. What keeps you going?
My kids. My kids keep going. Netflix, LCBO. A lot of things keep me going. I am forward to, I do communicate with a lot of my guests, my clients, but I am looking forward for us to opening very, 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 very soon. Because I am a bit of a workaholic, as you know.
You are a workaholic. When Tony goes on holiday, it's only for a week. And actually...
And when my house is done in Portugal, you're more than welcome to come, and you're more than welcome to come as well.
Oh, awesome.
Do you remember, Tony, Savannah was in our wedding party, and you planned to go to 2 weeks to Portugal, and Tony didn't realise one of the weeks was our wedding, and so he had to cancel. And you only ever go for a week. You probably think you should go for...
Yeah, it never always been for a week, but that's going to change too.
So before we finish, Tony, you've given us some great advice for the students. Anybody actually of any age who wants to, think about starting a business or, doing something they love, whether it's the trades or whatever. You've given us some good advice. And you said one important thing, don't just do it for the money.
And you'll never achieve it. Honestly, that's one thing I've always tell people. A lot of people, they think, I'm going to become a hairstylist because, I see this hairstylist with that hairstylist making all that money. If you're into for the money, you'll never get it. It has to be the passion for the art and the work and how you make the person feel. If you have the talent and the ability to create that, the money will follow. But if you're just entering any industry just for, if you're going to design bathing suits just to make money, and if you're going to do, cheap fabric, cheap cuts, blah, blah, just prove them, eventually you're not going to sell your product. It's just crap. But if you take a vision like his and you're going to design something amazing and cool and, and think of the earth and, visibility and something cool and brand, good for you, buddy. I support that. I think that's excellent.
You've given us some great advice, Tony. So Cucci Cabello, what address on Victoria Street?
1595 Victoria Street North, Cucci Cabello. Yeah,
and I know that if we Google you, we'll find you. So
I'm definitely going to go for my next haircut, for sure. I'm actually looking for a haircutter. So
Tony, I'm going to say goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me as well. And for anyone that's listening, just make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Next Gen Business Podcast. And that's the same one for Instagram, as well as you, Tony. Just make sure to follow us, and then we could tag you on any of the posts that we have.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening. Check us out at www.nextgenbusinesspodcast.com.